of the living beings, Shoha by the distress, Harshabhyam and by the happiness, Atma the mind, Shotati laments, Hrishyati feels happiness. Translation: if one is unhappy to see the distress of living beings and happy to see their happiness, his religious principles are appreciated as imperishable by exalted persons who are considered pious and benevolent. Purport. One generally follows different types of religious principles or performs various occupational duties according to the body given to him by the modes of material nature. In this verse, however, real religious principles are explained. Everyone should be unhappy to see others in distress and happy to see others happy. Atmavat sarva bhuteshu. One should feel the happiness and the stress of others as his own. Whoa. Quite high standard, huh? Wow. Atmavat sarva bhuteshu. One should feel the happiness and the stress of others as his own. It is on this basis that the Buddhist religious principle of nonviolence, ahimsa parama dharma, is established. We feel pain when someone disturbs us, and therefore we should not inflict pain upon other living beings. Lord Buddha's mission was to stop unnecessary animal killing, and therefore he preached that the greatest religious principle is nonviolence. One cannot continue killing animals and at the same time be a religious man. That is the greatest hypocrisy. Jesus Christ said, "Do not kill," but hypocrites nevertheless maintain thousands of slaughterhouses while posing as Christians. Such hypocrisy is condemned in this verse. One should be happy to see others happy, and one should be unhappy to see others unhappy. This is the principle to be followed. This is the principle to be followed. Unfortunately, at the present moment, so-called philanthropists and humanitarians advocate the happiness of humanity at the cost of the lives of poor animals. That is not recommended herein. This verse clearly says that one should be compassionate to all living entities, regardless of whether human, animal, tree, or plant. All living entities are sons of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 14:4, Sarva yonishu kaunteya murtaya sambhavanti ya tasam brahma mahadyonir aham bija pradapita. It should be understood that all species of life, O son of Kunti, are made possible by birth in this material nature, and that I am the seed-giving Father. The different forms of these living entities are only the external dresses. Every living being is actually a spirit soul, a part and parcel of God. Therefore, one should not favor only one kind of living being. A Vaishnava sees all living entities as part and parcel of God. As the Lord says in the Bhagavad Gita 5:18 and 18:54, Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmanaga Vihastini Shunichai Vashapake Cha Pandita Samadarshina. The humble sage, by virtue of true knowledge, sees with equal vision a learned and gentle Brahmana, a cow, an elephant, a dog, and a dog-eater outcast. Brahma Bhuta Prasanatma Nashachati Nakangshati Sama Sarveshu Bhuteshu Mad Bhaktim Labate Param. One who is transcendentally situated at once realizes the Supreme Brahman and becomes fully joyful. He never laments nor desires to have anything. He is equally disposed to every living entity. In that state, he attains pure devotional service unto me. A Vaishnava, therefore, is truly a perfect person because he laments to see others unhappy and feels joy at seeing others happy. A Vaishnava is paradukha dukhi. He is always unhappy to see the conditioned souls in an unhappy state of materialism. Therefore, a Vaishnava is always busy preaching Krishna consciousness throughout the world. Ananta Koti Vaishnava ki jai. Itavan avyayo dharma punya shloka upasita yo bhuta shoka harshabhyam atma shochati hrishyati. Translation. If one is unhappy to see this distress, if one is unhappy to see the distress of other living beings and happy to see their happiness, his religious principles are appreciated as imperishable by exalted persons who are considered pious by benevolent. Om Agyanatimirandasya Jananjana Shakalakaya Chakshuntamyana Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hare Krishna to all wonderful devotees on the line. Unfortunately, we are missing your association here in person, but what we can do, this is the time that we live in. I would love to see your beautiful eyes, sweet smile, feel your breath around myself, like my Guru Maharaj, when he was working in early days with us to develop Vaishnava relationship in our temple. He told us, you should learn how to embrace devotees. You should be always surrounded by devotees. So I miss this very much. I cannot even see faces on the screen beside my ugly face. But anyway, my wife is on the front of me, and I hope that she will somehow respond to my attempt of sharing something on the basis of this beautiful text. Paradukha dukhi. This Sanskrit term refers to Vaishnava quality. Vaishnava, when we see that someone is unhappy, by nature, it feels unhappiness. And vice versa, when he see that Vaishnava, that other living entities are happy, he feels in heart happiness. Of course, it doesn't mean that when Vaishnava is walking on the street and see drunkard, very happy, it doesn't mean that he feels happiness in the heart. Oh yeah, they are so joyful and so happy. Good. Continue in this way. Whatever give you a happiness, just enjoy life. Yeah. Ignorant, it is stupid to be wise since ignorance is happiness. Yeah, do it. Continue in this way. No, this is not the happiness that we are talking about. What is happiness, by the way? How we can define happiness? By definition, we know that spirit soul has three qualities: eternity, knowledge, and bliss. So by nature, we as spirit soul, owner of this body, this external dress, like Srila Prabhupada mentioned here, that all living entities they are differentiated only by this external dress. But within the body, this external dress, there is spirit, soul, part and parcel of the Supreme, child of God. So when enlightened person, wise person see other living entities, understand that within the different bodies is spirit, soul, child of God. So therefore, it respects accordingly. It doesn't mean that when you see lion on the front of you or tiger, so we respect, oh, namaste, please accept my humble obeisances. No. Different living entities require a different approach. This is the beauty of variety, and variety is mother of pleasure. So if we learn the art how to approach different living entities, so we can relish the beauty of Krishna's creation. It's not only around in Krishna's creation, this beauty of variety, but also within this material creation, there is special community, special society. This community refers to Vaishnavas, profound esteem, glorious personalities. As Krishna mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, Manushyanam Mahastrashu Siddhaye, Manushyanam Sahasrashu Siddhaye. I forgot the Sanskrit. If some of the Pandits, some our spiritual scholars remembered Sanskrit, please feel free to unmute yourself and quote this verse. But as far as I remember, English translation, it goes like this, that amongst many thousands of, can you give me Bhagavad Gita, please? Amongst many thousands of conditioned souls, maybe few are striving for perfection. But amongst those who achieve perfection, maybe, thank you, maybe one knows me in true. So this Sanskrit is, Manushyanam sahasrashu kashit yatati siddhaya yatanam api siddhanam kashtin madvetti tattvata. Out of many thousands among men, one may endeavor for perfection, and of those who have achieved perfection, hardly, Krishna mentioned, hardly one knows me in truth. And what Srila Prabhupada commented in his purport, there are various grades of men, and out of many thousands, one may be sufficiently interested in transcendentalization to try to know what is the self, what is the body, and what is the absolute truth. Generally, mankind is simply engaged in the animal propensities, namely eating, sleeping, defending, and mating, and hardly anyone is interested in transcendental knowledge. Wow! If we are very serious in listening these statements from the Shastras, then when we look at the face of someone who is wearing tilak, then we can understand, oh my goodness, I have association of most exalted personalities in human form of life on this earth planet. Wow! So this is privilege. This is great fortune. And I can consider myself as a very lucky man that in due course of this 45 years, I can associate with these great esteemed personalities. Now I understand how devotees are very great souls, but on the very beginning, being very proud and arrogant, I was thinking that I know so much. I study different things, and I'm acquainted with different type of philosophies, and I'm humble, and I am knowledgeable, I'm quite spiritual. Yeah, until my Guru Maharaj took me to his room and chastised me for my arrogance and pride. I was shocked. Me? I'm humble. I know so many different things. somehow or another, it was not his vision of me. And by his grace, by his mercy, I understood that actually I'm not very humble. I'm not very knowledgeable. I need to learn from those who are humble and knowledgeable. I need guidance. I need instructions from those who are more mature, spiritually purified. And, and therefore, I strategize some type of system that I will beg all the time, Lord Shri Krishna, and help me to purify my heart from ignorance, which was forcing me to think that I know, that I know. And I start to love the statement of Socrates, who mentioned that I know that I don't know. And I was starting to deliberate on this statement. What does it mean this? I know that I don't know. This guy is so famous, and why he mentioned this, that I know that I don't know? Maybe there is some deeper understanding, the deeper meaning of this. So during my deliberation, I find out that actually, and devotees also help me to understand in better way, that actually, if you are very puffed up, arrogant, full of ignorance, you think about yourself in this unright way, and they are like pine tree, which is growing so tall, but in sense of helping other living entities to take advantage of the fruits of the tree, this tree is quite useless. There's no any fruits. But what happened with some apple tree or pear tree or plums tree? All these trees have a lot of fruits, juicy, sweet fruits that any man, when grabs some apple or juicy pear, is just delightful to relish the sweet taste of this and nourish and the taste of this fruits and nourish in his body. So, but how this tree looks like, when we see apple tree or pear tree, this tree has bent branches. Why they are bended? Because they are full of this heavy fruits. These fruits are qualities, these sweet qualities of this tree. But pine tree has no these fruits and it's going sweet. Like sometimes, we see puffed up people, like I was, and I still am, that like the nose is going up and we don't see anyone around. This is typical characteristic of Kanishta-adhikari. There's not also a variety in Krishna's creation, but also there's variety within the community of those who practice bhakti yoga. We are trying to develop spiritual understanding, spiritual vision, but there is also variety on this ladder of understanding spirituality, spiritual existence. Like in secular system of education, we can see there is kindergarten, high school, college, university, PhD level. Similarly, in spiritual system of education, we see they have different levels of enlightenment, advancement. And we see there are some, those who they have some wishes to be spiritual, have, like hodgepodge, understanding, my wife or my girlfriend is very spiritual, my football team is very spiritual, my cafe is very spiritual, my beer is very spiritual, I have good feeling, so this very spiritual feeling after drinking whiskey. So there are some, people who have some idea about spirituality. They have no clue what actually spirituality is all about, but at least they have some, desire or some maybe intention to get a little bit spirituality to their life. But then there are some other levels, and there are different levels, but mainly those who are already within the process of spiritual advancement, they can be divided in three categories: Kanishta, Madhyama, and Uttamadhikari. So Kanishta Adhikari has this nose very high, like pine tree, and don't see anything and don't see anyone around thinking that I know that I know. I don't need any mentorship and I don't need any instruction. I know what to do. And if I don't, so I can concoct something and that will be my standard of living. Yeah, this is Kanishta Adhikari. Maybe the person on the platform of Kanishta Adhikari can come to the church or mosque or temple and bow down and smash his his chest. Yeah, my Lord, please forgive me. Maybe I am sinful, but actually I don't see it. But anyway, the scriptures telling that I am sinner, so then please forgive me any sins and accept me to group of your noble, exalted sons. And please accept my obeisances. Like my Guru Maharaj, when he was teaching us to advance in Krishna consciousness, because he was a little bit impatient to see us that we were like infants, constantly in the Kanishta platform. And he was appealing to us. Kanishta is the beginning, infant stage. You cannot remain on this platform all the time. You need to learn the art, how Krishna is teaching us that Mat Bhakta Puja Bhyadika, worshipping my devotee is even better than worshipping me. Try to understand that I love my devotees. Learn the art how to approach devotees. When you see that devotees are unhappy, you should be unhappy. Like Srila Prabhupada mentioned here. We should accept this type of standard and follow it. So there was the words of my Guru Maharaj when he was appealing to us. And when you see devotees happy, then you should be happy. Don't envy other devotees, because this envy making you morose and unhappy. When devotees are happy, be happy. But if you think, how I can be happy to see them happy, well, then ask them what they do that makes them so happy. This is how my spiritual master called this spiritual transcendental sport. We should learn the art how to approach devotees and learn from them what make them so Krishna conscious, what make them engage so intensely in devotional service. And not only we should be eager to learn, what makes them so enthusiastically engage in different types of devotional service, but also how they doing this devotional service. Because this is not just only to do something, but also how you do things is extremely important. Like we know from Archana Vigraha and from Archa process, worshipping the deities. It's not about only cooking, how you cook. Oh, I am going to apply my skill of cooking and I will impress everyone and everybody will glorify me how excellent cook I am. So this approach that you can cook and devotees can relish and glorify you. But what Krishna mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, that we should do everything remembering him. Everything should be focused on him. Krishna should be in the center of our performance. So more humble, more advanced devotee cook will do this with remembering Krishna and pray to Krishna, mighty Lord, my desire is to satisfy your heart And at the same time, because I know that you love your devotees, I also want to please your devotees. Please make me so skillful and humble enough that I can satisfy you and your wonderful devotees. So this type of thinking, this type of praying, keep us in spiritual Krishna conscious condition. So when we will cook, it's not just only, oh, I cook this and done. No, it's also how you prepare for offering. So you bring you put everything on the plate and decorate the plate so wonderfully that someone or you or somebody else who is pujari in the time can bring this preparations and offer it to Krishna. Not just through this plate on the front of Krishna and then ding 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 with the bell and murmur like murmur some mantras and done. Well, let's sometimes life is teaching us, okay, in order to understand other person, try to put yourself in the shoes of the person with whom you approach. So let's assume that this is us that should be served, let's say, in a restaurant or wherever, Govinda's restaurant. So somebody cooked very nice meal and it's really delicious, it's really well done, but there are some devotees who are supposed to serve in this restaurant and deliver these preparations to the customer. So then you're ordering some delicious sabji, rasagula, gulab jamuns, malpuri, another sabji with paneer, and delicious salad, and chapati and puris and so many wonderful preparations. And you hear from other devotees that this restaurant has a delicious prasadam. So you ordering, you're paying, and then another person who's supposed to serve is coming. What do you want? Oh, I want this sabji and this sabji and this sabji and rasagola and gulabs and malpuri and halava and chapati and puris. That's it? Maybe the salad. That's everything? Yes. All right. I will be soon. Okay. So then we got the special treatment and our stomach is getting a little bit nervous, and digestion fire is a little bit messed up because of this treatment. And then this person is coming and throwing the plate on the table and splash something. Oops! Oh, sorry. And then sorry, I'm in a hurry. I have a bad day. Okay, okay, all right, no problem, no problem. I will manage. I will clean the table. Don't worry. Okay, that's good. And then left us with this big mess on the table, and so, and what is the impression? What is the result? We actually lost taste to eat this delicious food, and actually we want to get out from this place. So this means that not only something should be done, but how it should be done is also art. So all these different details are very important since we are engaged in process, bhakti yoga process, which is purely about personalism because teach us how to approach the supreme personality of Godhead with the highest standard of culture. So we need to learn what type of culture is Krishna expecting from us. Because if we don't learn this principle of this highest culture, we are not eligible to come to spiritual world where everybody is in high culture, very sophisticated. Because they are associates of the supreme person who has highest standards. So they are eligible to serve him because they are educated. So like I noticed, you know, uh, I just came back, some week ago or something like this from Europe, from Poland. And I noticed that in Poland, they increasing, the economy, everything is available here and there. Is so much, things. And sometimes you don't know what to pick up because there's some big variety of different things. But all these people who serve, they have mentality that they are the persons whom they should be, appreciated, respected, and worshipped. And it's horrible feeling when you see that that customer is just like some, like persona non grata, unwanted person. What do you bring here? So, but those who are very educated in business art, they have completely different approach. And this is, like America, United States. Here, those actually who knows how to make business, they are trained well how to treat customer. Customer is their lord. Customer is the king, not they are, but the customer is the king. So therefore, then this very polite, very gentle approach to the customer, and like almost like we're doing arati to the person. It's like such a worshipable approach, and this person feel very good. Yes, and if from the business point of view, those who are running this business, they know, yes, we want to this customer feel good. So it's not only about goods that they put on the shelf, but also how to treat these persons that they can be inspired to take these goods. So all these different, intricacies of business or treating others uh, actually originated from Krishna consciousness. Whatever is outside actually originated from spiritual existence, from spiritual culture. Vedic culture is the most sophisticated civilized culture that we can imagine. It's not necessary to concoct our own culture. We just apply what Krishna gave to us if we want to come back to Krishna. We only come back to Krishna when we will be well trained. Like this big stores, malls, shopping malls, and something. They train shopkeepers how to approach customers, how to treat them, etc. How to put everything on the shelves. Everything, all these details are very important. And this well-trained uh, persons who are in the store, when they treat customers in very nice way, and therefore customers want to come back to this store. So if we learn the art of how to first treat Krishna's devotees, so then Krishna will pay attention to us more and more, seeing us that we are getting more qualified in spiritual culture, spiritual education, and most probably very soon, if we continue in this way, we will be eligible to come back to him, to spiritual world, where everybody around Krishna is fully qualified. So we need to accept this education. We need to accept this training. It is good that maybe we are learning, Sanskrit, this text and other texts, and we are quoting. This is nice, it's sweet, it's purifying our consciousness because this is the object of our contemplation. However, it is not everything. To do things is one thing, but how to do this, how to apply this in life is another thing, which is also extremely important. To understand that I am dasa dasa no dasa is fine. This wonderful Sanskrit terms has some deeper meaning. Like I was contemplating this dasa dasa no dasa. What does it mean this? And then I learned that you are servant of those who serve and other servants who serve Krishna. Oh, I'm so low? No. This is how Krishna wants to see us. And if we learn this art, how to approach other devotees, so then we will be eligible to approach Krishna. I remember very clearly. It was long ago, but still I remember very clearly. Like our Guru Maharaj was training us. He just um, like uh, like actor was demonstrating the mentality of this type of pine type of a person who was thinking about himself that I know that I know, and and so humble. So he was just imitating this person. Krishna, I'm here. I remember this like yesterday, and I was thinking, is is it this about me? And actually, I developed this tendency to accept all his teachings to me, regardless where he is talking, what he is talking all about, maybe not even taking another example of another devotee, but I'm trying to accept these teachings to me. How I can apply these teachings to me to improve myself, to improve my quality of my life, my performance in devotional service, that I can draw Krishna's attention on my fallen self. So therefore it is important to apply this wonderful sadhu, my Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Devanta Swami Maharaj ki, to life, to our life. Our life in human form is very precious, is very valuable, because in these few decades we can learn the art how to come back to Krishna. But if we know that in order to learn this art, we need to learn how to approach Krishna's devotees. My Guru Maharaj mentioned that if you know how to treat Krishna, then make an exercise, approach Krishna's devotees, and try to observe, their reaction. Then you can understand how Krishna can react. So therefore, I start to learn this art, how to deal with other devotees, to make them happy, to not do, to try to not do anything to make them unhappy. Paradukha dukhi. This is the quality of Vaishnava. So you want to be Krishna conscious? You want to come back to Krishna and deal with Krishna? Here you go. They are Krishna's devotees, most dear to his lotus heart objects of love. They are on different levels, but still, one of the greatest devotees of the Lord, Srila Rupa Goswami, in his Upadashamrita, give us very detailed information how to treat, how to approach different type of devotees on different levels. And in this way, when we learn this art, we know how to approach different types of devotees to make them happy and inspired. So this is what we should aspire ourselves. This is difficult art. It's very difficult art because of our conditionings, covered with influence of lower modes of material nature. It's difficult art. It's not easy. But what is easy? Everything what is most expensive, most valuable has price, and sometimes very high price. So therefore, we should learn this um, wonderful uh, art of personalism that based on love and trust. Should remember like one of the pious people mentioned, I would quote, God gives us people to love and not things to use, not things to love and people to use. We rise by lifting others. The more you help others, the more you are helping yourself. If you want a better life, you have to become a better version of yourself. You cannot remain on the platform that we were starting. No, we need to uplift ourselves. How to do this? By uplifting others. Your life only gets better when you get better. We make a living by what we get. We make a life by what we give. This is our business. This is our real business. How to come back to Krishna. So your business will only grow as fast as you do. So let's remember this very important principle of this personal art of developing love of Krishna. So let's learn how to approach devotees, how to love them, and be very sensitive to make them happy and avoid everything. Learn how to avoid everything to make them unhappy. Hare Krishna. Are there any comments or questions from esteemed devotees who were witnessing my ignorance?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Thank you so much, Prabhu, for a very inspirational class. Sorry I can't be there. I'm preparing the shipping orders. So, my question relates to doing everything nicely for Krishna. And from your personal experience, when you've had, had like long days in devotional service, so having to do so many things, um, back when you were managing ISKCON of St. Louis, managing a restaurant, just doing so many things. How do you make that decision to do things nicely when you don't have much time? So, for example, in my case, I can observe that when I do things nicely, it basically reduces the amount of time I have to chant. And so, all the time, when I do things nicely, my chanting is going until late. And so that affects the quality of my sleep. And then the following day, less sleep, that means less attentiveness in japa, less energy to actually do things nicely again throughout the week. So basically, yeah, that's my question is how do you make the decision to do things nicely, but at the same time make that decision that okay, sometimes I actually can't do things nicely as I usually do because it's affecting my chanting.
Hare Krishna, thank you so much for such a wonderful question. This indicates how serious and sincere you are to become Krishna conscious devotee and become very dear to Krishna's and Guru's heart. Wow, so thank you so much. This is very intelligent question. This indicates also that you care. So wonderful, so wonderful. So if you're asking me in about my experience in this matter, from the very beginning, my Guru Maharaj was emphasized prioritization, and he embed in my mind that chanting the holy name, in other words, approaching Krishna through the transcendental sound vibration of his holy name, that he is not different from his holy name. So therefore, if we want to have association of Krishna in this way, with whom you become with whom you associate, you become like. So this means that if we associate with Krishna, we become Krishna conscious. So I understood this, that I have to make this my priority, regardless what. And I was, when I joined Hare Krishna movement, I was few months in the Warsaw Temple, in the capital of Poland, big city. So I was there for a few months until Gurudev decided to send me with another devotee to establish farm, and we have no clue whatsoever what farm is all about. But anyway, we went there, and yes, and there was a lot of activities that we need to learn, and also incognito, not recognize that we are Krishna, that we are Hare Krishna people. So it was a lot of activities. As you know, farm means a lot of activities, but still things first. So when we woke up, we were paying attention to chanting Hare Krishna, attentive chanting of Hare Krishna. So I developed this type of habit that my day is starting with chanting Hare Krishna. Everything else can wait, or manage in such a way that afterwards there will be some chanting. I know that in St. Louis, for instance, yes, we were pujaris, we were everyone, everything. So it was difficult to, to chant all my rounds before, going on the altar of deities and dress them and etc. And then right after this to go to cook, to kitchen to cook it for restaurant and serve restaurant and an office and so many different things. Yes, but still, I understood this is the situation that Krishna put me in. So how I can manage that I can cultivate my cherished desire to glorify Krishna by chanting his holy name. So I divided in my day to like for some periods where I can dedicate myself to quality chanting. And at the same time, I was paying attention to all other devotees, because devotees for me were objects of Krishna's love. So therefore, when I'm associating with devotees, I need the association to just get inspiration and encouragement. So therefore, I worship devotees. I treat them so nicely because I from them inspiration and keep me in the good track. So there's some two tips that I can share with you. But because now we are about to greeting. Thank you so much for your attention. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Govinda Adipusha Tamamajami Govinda Adipusha